All right, folks, welcome back to episode number 2 of the Lost Context Gaming podcast. This is your host, Blake. I am also with Gerson.
Hey, what's up, guys?
So, what have you been playing this week, Gerson? We'll go ahead and get into that topic today, what we've been playing throughout the week since you heard from us last.
I continued a bit of Prey, still haven't passed it. I just bought and started Escape from Tarkov on the PC. And I just picked up Dragon Ball Z Fighters today, and Monster Hunter. But so far, I've only started Dragon Ball Fighters.
Okay, what'd you say, the Tarkov? What is that
Yeah,
about? What kind of game is that?
it's a first-person shooter, but it's kind of its own beast because it mixes in a lot of elements from different genres. So you got some MMO type stuff in there where you got like quests and stuff that you can go out into the world. So it's
Okay.
I think it's about 10 maps. They're really wide open though, and it's kind of battle royale-ish where you're going in there and there's plenty of other people in the map. So within that map, you have actual players and NPCs that are all just shooting each other and shit. The main goal is just to go in there and loot. You're not there to finish everybody off and become the champion or some bullshit like that. No, you're just there to loot and get the fuck out.
Okay, cool. I'll have to look in. Is it only on PC though?
Right now, yeah, it's
Okay.
in beta. So yeah,
All
I mean
right.
it's a really interesting game though.
And you said you are liking Prey, huh?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I need
Uh,
to
this
get into that one. That is my type of game. I don't know why I haven't, but
I haven't. The story isn't really It's kind of sporadic. Right now, so far, you've just been given a hint of what's going on, and you could tell you're gonna have to make a decision at the end because there's two different things pulling you in two different directions. But other than
right.
that, it's like go get this key card, go do this, go do that, and there isn't anything really into the main story.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah. What
All
about you?
right.
What have you been playing?
I beat Mafia 3 finally. And I immediately started that up again. So I got about halfway through and then pondered my life choices and started playing Forza Horizon 3.
Oh, okay.
Which I've just got the to level 150, which is like the last achievement for
Oh,
getting
damn.
levels or whatever. So now I'm just kind of going through and doing all the races that I didn't get. There is so much content in that game. I've played for about 70 hours now, and I've done every exhibition race, which is just like the one-time go race or whatever. But then there's championships, and there's 63 championships that all have either 3 to 5 different races, and I've done like 20 of those. And that's not even counting the 2 giant DLC packs. So
Yeah.
I don't think I've played a racing game with that much content before, but
I've never played a Forza, so it sounds like it's hefty.
yeah, it's a real the Horizon series is easy to get into, whereas like the Motorsport series is more like Gran Turismo or something.
Yeah.
Which I haven't played Gran Turismo, so I don't know if they're really comparable or whatever when it comes to simulation. But Horizon's real easy to jump into. It's not quite as simulation. You can make it hard by turning off auto brake and all that technical stuff that I don't do. So,
Uh,
but yeah, I played a bit of that, and then played a couple missions in Halo 3 the other day. I've been working my way through that for like the 4th time. So
all
I
right.
think that's about it though. Just
All
some
right.
Mafia.
Are you gonna pick anything up this week?
I think I'm gonna wait for Kingdom Come comes out next
Okay.
month. I think that'll be the
Yeah.
first one I get this year. I want to play
All
Monster
right.
Hunter, but I think I'm gonna wait for Kingdom Come.
Yeah.
What about you? You gonna get You said you got Fighter Z, so or
I got Fighter Z
Fighters?
and I don't know how to. I think it's Fighter Z or Fighters. I don't know.
Okay, I think I saw something about the creator said it is pronounced like Fighters, but that could have just been
Okay.
Twitter talk. So I'm not sure
Yeah.
if there's any
Well,
any truth to that.
I got the new Dragon Ball game. I'll leave the rest of it out. The
Yeah,
new
how's
Dragon
it?
Ball
How
and
is it?
what's around it? It's really good. Really fast
Okay.
paced. The graphics are pretty cool. It looks just like the anime. But I'm looking forward to diving into it a little more.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I played through a little bit of Xenoverse 2 a couple weeks ago, and I've liked it so far. But fighting games just really aren't my forte. I've never been really good at them or anything. So
Yeah. It's a it can get a little button mashy with this one. I can see where it's easy to like just to do that because almost every button does a certain amount of like hits.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure there's more depth to it.
Yeah, I noticed. I don't know how similar they are or not, but Xenoverse, you can get some pretty high combos, up into the 30s, and I'm pretty early in the game, so I'm sure after you can get higher in that later on.
Yeah, then you start chaining all your supers. It gets really crazy.
Yeah, that's cool. I recently bought the first 3 seasons of Dragon Ball Z. They were on sale on the Xbox, so
Uh,
I've been watching that with my little 3-year-old. He's enjoying it. So
I think all the kids enjoy it. I don't know. There's
yeah,
just something about I don't know, just yelling and powering up and just beating people up that just draws kids in.
yeah. Anything fast-paced or actiony, they're chained to the TV. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So I guess we can go ahead and get into the new releases. Coming up first on the 23rd is The Inpatient, which I've heard good things online about. I don't know what it is or anything like that. I should have probably done some research, but
It
it's
is
a
it is
PSVR game.
it is a prequel to Until Dawn. Takes place a good chunk of years before that game.
Oh,
Did you play
okay.
Until Dawn?
I did. I had a PS4 for a couple months last year, and I played
Okay.
through a few of their exclusives. Until Dawn was one of them, and I really, really enjoyed Until Dawn.
Well, I don't know if you remember there was a mental asylum in that game.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the inpatient takes place in that mental asylum, and it kind of shows you what happened to that mental asylum with all the Wendigos and shit. I'm assuming.
Oh,
I don't know. I
okay.
haven't played it. Yeah.
So it's during like when that mental asylum was open for business or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that sounds really awesome.
I just don't know what kind of game it is. If you're like actually moving around, or if it's just an experience. I'm not sure.
Right. Yeah, I know that they'd had another Until Dawn VR game that was just kind of mini games or something, I believe.
Yeah, you're in a roller coaster and just shooting stuff. It was on
Okay.
rails.
And Lost Sphere comes out next week as well for the PC, Switch, and PS4 on the 23rd, same as Inpatient. I'm not sure what that is either. And
Not
then the
either.
20. Go ahead, sorry.
I haven't seen any footage on this or anything. I've heard the
I,
name, but I haven't seen anything on it.
yeah, I haven't either. I keep saying comes out on the 23rd. It's already out. It's about this week. But
Yeah, we're recording this on a Friday.
yeah, and excuse me. The today obviously Monster Hunter World for the PS4 and Xbox. Is that coming to PC later, or is that going to stay on consoles?
It's coming to PC in fall.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I
so it's a
wonder
long
why.
long way to wait.
I guess I want to make sure they get it going right because they've only had Monster Hunters on handhelds up until now, right?
The first one was on
PSP and
PS2.
oh, okay, cool. All
The
right.
very first one was on PS2. So it's kind of weird the console choices they did with this because it went PS2 and then PSP for several years, and then 3DS and then Wii, and then it's finally coming back to consoles.
Yeah, I don't know. Do they have an overarching story between all of them?
No, no.
Okay.
I was talking about this with my friend. I'm just like, there, you can really skip some of them in between, because
Sure.
the gameplay and the mechanics and stuff tends to be very similar between games. What changes
Yeah.
are like the quests and maybe some crafting systems and stuff like that.
Okay, I was gonna say if you want to play for the story, you've got to buy 7 or 8 systems.
Yeah. No, there's no story. It's just it literally is just go kill shit and
Okay,
like
cool.
farm them.
Yeah, I played for a little bit of it on 3DS, maybe like 5 or 6 hours, and I liked what I played, but I didn't get into it enough to know anything about it. So,
Yeah.
but and then the 30th of this month, Dissidia Final Fantasy NT. I'm
Mm.
guessing some kind of JRPG that comes out. That's exclusive for the PS4.
Actually, it's not a JRPG. It's a fighting game.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, the first one was on PSP. I played the first one. If you look up footage for this one, it looks like there's too much shit on your screen, in my opinion. There's numbers everywhere. There's meters everywhere. But I enjoyed the PSP one, so I don't know. I don't know about this one. I don't know if I'll be picking it up.
Okay, I got you. All right, well that's it that I have for new releases. Oh, this week the eShop. I didn't write this down, but I remembered at the last moment. The Switch is getting 19 games. I didn't write them all down, but look out on the eShop if you have a Switch because there are 19 new releases. Whether they're all good or bad, I don't know. So
They vary between like indies and like AAA games.
yeah,
But
I'm
they
just hoping
they
the Switch doesn't become a Steam machine or a Wii machine where it's just bloated with shovelware.
so far they've been I haven't really seen any shovelware. It's all like indie games, like 2D platformers, shooters, stuff like that, which isn't
Okay,
bad, to fluff up the library with it. But I don't
sure.
know. They every week they tout this. It's like we got 20 games, we got 17 games. You look through it. To me personally, a lot of them don't appeal to me.
Yeah, I was gonna pick up a Switch here in the next couple weeks, but I think I'm gonna go with PS4 just because I'm not big on platformers and a lot of indie games don't appeal to me. So I think I'll have more time invested into a PS4 than I would a Switch at this moment, anyways.
Yeah, yeah. No, but I mean, I think once you get a Switch, I think you'll fall for it. That because I felt like that at the very beginning too. I'm like, I don't really want one. There's nothing on it, this and that. But I finally picked one up, and I've enjoyed it. It's a pretty cool machine.
Yeah, it definitely is cool, and I want to play Zelda really bad, and I Skyrim is like the game that I really want for it, which is weird because I own Skyrim on every system imaginable.
Yeah,
So I don't know why I'm so excited to buy another Skyrim.
it's weird. It's weird. It's a slight change. You got it on the go, and
Yeah,
and it just sparks that intrigue again.
yeah, pretty
I I
much.
I had to make that choice. I was like, should I get it for the Switch or VR? And I overall I thought VR was gonna be a way more
Yeah, I would have
refreshing
gone VR.
experience. So yeah, I haven't regretted it. It's pretty fun on VR.
I forgot I did play some Oblivion today for about 4 hours while my kids took a nap. Maybe not four, about three, but and I had a lot of fun with that. I forgot how much I like Oblivion, even more than Skyrim.
I never really got into that one. I think I played about 1 or 2 hours on it.
Okay, yeah. I
I got into it like fucking 6 years after. That's why. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, once you that's my problem with Morrowind. I played Oblivion first. And so
Hmm.
going back to Morrowind, they've progressed so much that and made it more I guess easier to get into for
Yeah.
lack of a better word, but and they did the same with Skyrim to Oblivion. So going back, it's like the leveling system in Oblivion is I want to use the word broken, though that might not be right, but it's not very good. I don't
Yeah,
like it at
it's
all.
old.
Yeah,
I
but
really enjoyed Skyrim's level up system.
I did
And
too.
I only wish that Zelda would have implemented that kind of system into it, where you level up by doing, not by just assigning points.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Uh, Oblivion's the same. You level up by using it, but you have major and minor skills, and you pick I think 7 major skills, and those are the only thing that level you up as a character.
Hmm.
So if you say you don't pick destruction, so that's a minor skill, then whenever you level up and use destruction, it doesn't help you level up to a new player number. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you almost have to stick to the 7 you picked at the first 30 minutes of playing the
Okay.
game. So you get 7 hours in and realize, I don't really use conjuration that much. You're screwed. You better use conjuration if
Yeah.
you want to level up.
So there isn't really any flexibility. It's you whatever you chose, that's what you are.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
So, but I guess we can go ahead and hop into news now. That's all that I have down for new releases. If I missed anything, my
All right.
apologies. But you want to take the first one?
Yeah. You want to start with
Start with the
Labo?
Yeah, we can start with Labo. That's fine.
All right. The Nintendo Labo, which is they're
Interesting.
selling you the rest of the Wii U boxes here.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. What's your take on it? What do you think about it?
I think it's really cool and it's really interesting. I just don't know who it's for. Thinking, I have 3 kids, and even my oldest is 6, and I don't know that I would spend $70 or $80 on cardboard for her
Yeah.
because kids break stuff. She's really responsible. She doesn't break stuff often, but it happens, especially if it's cardboard. Her and my 3-year-old decide to fight over it and tear it in half, and then I'm out $80. So
I mean,
I'm not
they're
real
they're
sure.
they're smart in that end though, because if they break it, you're gonna be forced to buy a new one.
Exactly. I'm not saying it's bad on Nintendo's part. I'm just saying I don't know how. Because it's not really for adults. Like,
No, definitely not. I mean, they showed adults playing with it though, which is a weird marketing.
yeah, like it would be cool to play with my kids when they're probably a little older. But yeah, I just like parents are gonna see that and think cardboard. No, I'm not gonna waste my money.
Yeah.
That's my
Uh,
only thought. And maybe it'll sell like gangbusters. I mean, Nintendo tends to know what they're doing, Wii U excluded. But with all their kind of gimmicky things that take off, I mean, they're relatively good at it. So
yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see like how well it sells, if it
yeah,
sells. It
but
didn't have a release date, right?
I don't think so. That's what I was about to ask you. Yeah, I don't believe so.
I
I'm
don't
gonna
think I
look it up
saw
real
one.
quick.
Yeah. I see it working with kids because it sparks that creativity, that imagination side of children to have to form something and then kind of play a game with it using
Right.
whatever you built. The problem with it is I just don't know like what do you do with it after you've gotten the kit and you've played the software that comes with it? Are they going to release more software for it, or
Yeah,
just
that's
like
my same thought.
what's the long-term game with this?
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I know the pack it comes with quite a bit of stuff. So I mean, they're like it comes with the piano, the little movable like robot type thing, and
Mhm.
a few other things. It comes out April 20th in the U.S.,
Oh, okay.
the 27th in the U.K. So it's not that far
April
off.
20th?
Yeah,
Uh
yeah,
that's
coming out
the same
same day
release date as
as
God of War.
yeah. So they're gonna be competing there in a way. I mean, the not the same market, obviously.
No.
The 10-year-old that wants Labo might want God of War, but are his parents gonna buy it for him?
No.
um, yeah, I'm not real sure. I guess we'll see when it comes out how it does, but I have high hopes. I don't necessarily believe in it all the way though, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
I'm intrigued, but if I had a kid, honestly, I would want them to and if I'm giving them cardboard to play with, I would want them to use their imagination and their creativity to create something, and then use their imagination to play with it, than to
Right,
just like you built the box, okay, now play this video game with it. I don't know, but that's
right.
just me. That's just the old school in me. Like,
Yeah,
use your imagination.
Nintendo has had some really good educational stuff, especially like the 3DS and the Wii. I don't know much about the Wii U, but I know like Brain Age and a bunch of other first party educational games. So maybe this will have some educational aspects to it too.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Um yeah, well, I guess we'll just have to see when it comes out and what else they're going to do with it, or if it's just going to be these two packs, cuz the robot thing comes on its own.
Oh, okay. Is that
Which that
a whole
that one's
different hardware
yeah, the whole
or
different
software? I
set.
mean, sorry.
Um According to this article, it looks like it shows a picture of each, and they both have a box, like a game box, next to them.
Okay,
So
so yeah, it might be its own game then.
I don't know,
That's,
70 and $80. So I just think unless they're gonna sell some of the cardboard separately, which I'd be fine with, sell the piano for 10 or 15 bucks on its side.
yeah,
So if the piano breaks, because the piano looks pretty intricate, you know.
yeah, yeah. A lot of it does, like the fishing rod they showed and stuff like that.
So the variety kit's 70 and the robot suit is 80.
Oh God.
But the robot suit, I mean, it covers the whole kid. Like the kid that's wearing it is pretty much a robot, a cardboard robot. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Here's the thing though. I can't. The people already get made fun of for looking like idiots playing VR. And now you're just gonna be wearing like cardboard all over your body and
Yeah.
shit.
I wonder if they're gonna have like setups in Best Buy to try on the robot suit. No. Yeah, we'll see. I'm intrigued. I think it's a interesting idea, and only Nintendo could get away with it.
Yeah, definitely.
I think the only other company that would have a chance is Sony,
I
but
mean,
I still think they'd get laughed out of the room.
I I don't know. I don't. They haven't tried anything stupid this generation, have they?
No, not really. They
What?
actually took what they did stupid last year, the Move controllers, and implemented them into VR, making them not stupid anymore.
Yeah, because last year they had that fucking the playbook, or what was it called? I think it was the playbook.
I'm not
You
sure.
remember
I
that?
don't. No, I don't know. I don't know what that
So it
is.
was a book, but it was blank on the inside because it used AR. So
Huh.
you would use like they had a Harry Potter one where you would put the game in and the camera would read it as you're a student in Hogwarts or whatever, and that book was your book, and you would have to use a move controller on the book, and you would interact with that book. When you open the pages, like the text would come out, but you'd have to look at the screen.
Yeah.
So I mean it sounded like a cool idea. It didn't sell at all.
Yeah. I haven't even heard of it, which I don't. I'm not. I don't follow Sony super close, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, that sounds weird. Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
not
and
sure what
then
to think of that.
yeah, it was quickly in the bargain bin.
Right. Yeah, I think if Microsoft had even joked about making something out of cardboard for the Xbox, they would have been as
Ah,
much as they're
yeah.
already joked on constantly.
I
They
mean,
would have
I
been
think
laughed out of the room.
their blunder was a Connect. I
Yeah,
think their blunder was a Connect. The only cool thing about it was the voice commands and stuff. But other than that, like anytime they tried interactivity with it, like games and stuff, it was
it
just
had.
wonky.
It could have been really cool. They just didn't know how to implement it right, or maybe the technology wasn't right. You know what I mean? I don't know, but
That and I think for the first one they oversold that shit so much with that. I don't know if you remember that first trailer they showed for it, where like you could scan your stuff and use it in game.
yeah, yeah.
Never happened.
It was
That would have
like
been a really cool
Peter
feature though.
Molyneux. Yeah, it would have. Yeah, the promises with Connect reminded me of Peter Molyneux and Fable, and
Yeah,
the stuff that he one upped on Fable every time they talked about it, and then half the stuff he said was never in the game.
and fucking
But
Milo.
the biggest problem with Connect was at the launch of the one when they decided to include it in every single Xbox and raise the price $100 because nobody
Yeah,
wanted it. So now it's like, oh, I'm paying, what was it, 500 or 400 or whatever for a Connect that I don't want. So they learned quick though. What's his name after that terrible E3? He quit like a month later,
oh yeah.
and Spencer's been the head since. And so
The thing is, the one is Xbox's PS3 because that's how the PS3 started.
yeah, it
Where they
started very poorly
fucking
in sales
they
and way too
went on
expensive.
stage and they're like, it's $800 and you'll buy it because it's a PlayStation. It was like that
Right.
kind of cocky attitude.
Yeah. Which, to be fair, they kind of deserve their cocky attitude because the PS2 sold gangbusters. And then it
Yeah, but
continued selling like crazy after the 3 was out.
they quickly got humbled.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I
Quickly got
remember
humbled.
because I had the 360, my brother had the PS3. I remember him trying to buy a game on the online store, and he had to like go to a web page on the PS3.
Oh
They
yeah,
didn't
that's the
actually have a
very first.
store.
That was the very beginning. It'll take you to the console's web browser and it'll slow
Yeah.
as shit.
Yeah, they the PS3. I loved the PS3 because I owned it towards the end of the lifetime, but
Yeah, it had a great library.
it had a really rough start. Same with the, like you said, the Xbox One, which, you know, I would. A lot of people say the Xbox One's a failure. It's definitely in second this generation, and only in second. It would be in third if the Switch had been out longer. I mean, just being honest here, with how
Yeah,
fast the Switch is selling, if it came out at the same time, I think it would have put both of them to shame, honestly.
yeah.
Um,
I think
but the one is still selling more than the 360 did at this point, from what I
yeah,
understand.
definitely.
So
It's
it's
a
still
success.
right. It's a success in terms of like its predecessors or whatever. But yeah, I mean the PS4 is outselling it what 4-1 or 3-1 or something.
Some crazy shit like that. It's just
Sony's got all the advertising deals too. I mean Call of Duty, Destiny, everything. When you see an ad for that game, it says PlayStation afterwards. I don't ever see an Xbox ad on TV
no.
or anything.
And it's honestly from that first reveal, they shot themselves in
Yep.
the foot.
Oh yeah.
It came out super cocky. The fucking interviews after that were just gold. Where they're like,
Man.
"Oh, what about the person that's in the military across seas and they don't have internet?" They're like, "Well, we got
The
something for you.
360.
It's called the 360." It's like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I've always been an Xbox fan, and that was the day that I thought I was going to Sony.
I think a lot of people jump ship because of that.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, honestly, like as I'm not a fanboy by any means, but I don't really know a different word for it. So as an Xbox quote unquote fanboy,
Yeah.
I don't blame them at all. I would have I You
No.
can't be mad at anybody for going to Sony
No, you
this
can't.
generation.
Like, that shit was embarrassing. And
Yeah.
I hope all these companies have learned from their past mistakes to know not to do this shit again.
Oh yeah. He said at the conference, we're harping on this for a long time, but he said at the conference TV or television like 70 times in an hour and a
Yeah.
half. Like what are you thinking, man? Like
And it was the first time I ever saw the other company like rag on them because they made that
right.
sharing video. Sony made that sharing video. We were like, this is how you share video games on the PS4, and he just hands
Yeah, and just
the
hands it
game
to
to
him.
Shuhei, and I was
Yeah.
just like, Jesus Christ, I've never seen this.
Yeah, it was a wild time that year. What was it, 2013?
Yeah, and I think all three companies have gone through rough times because Nintendo
Yeah.
went through it with the Wii U, and they were kind of cocky with that one too.
Yeah, the Wii U was I don't I never owned one, so I mean I can't speak on personal experience or anything, but I don't understand what they were thinking with that hefty gamepad that the Switch I get it cuz you can take it with you. It has
Yeah,
uses outside of holding it to play a game, but I would not feel comfortable holding that gamepad and playing a game for hours at a time, I don't think. I never done it, so I can't say, but
yeah. But
just
honestly,
looking at it, why I
that
stayed
wasn't
away.
their problem. That wasn't their problem because I was working at a Kmart when that came out, and it was holiday season, and it was hard trying to sell them because people were like, "Oh, so is this just like the controller I'm buying?" I'm like, "No, it's a whole different system with whole different games," and they would just immediately get turned off. Like, I don't want this then.
Right.
Because you see Wii U, you see the advertisement doesn't have the console; it's just the gamepad, and people thought it was just an accessory.
Yeah, that marketing, I don't know what they were thinking, honestly. I mean, yeah, I don't understand what if it was an iteration or the Xbox One X, which I think is a terrible name, the Xbox One, Xbox One S, and the Xbox One X. Like, come on, like
Yeah,
that's
uh,
bad names. And it's the same with Wii U. They should have ditched that name, I think,
yeah.
which they all but have now. I mean, they got rid of Mia. What was that game on the iPhone called? It ends next month. Miitopia or Mia Tuma.
Yeah,
They
Metopia.
yeah, they shut down that, and then the one that was on the Wii U, they shut that down too. So I mean, they're distancing themselves from everything Wii related. It seems.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's smart at this point. Right now,
Yeah,
they've struck gold with the Switch, so they just need to focus on this.
yeah, for sure. Um, all right, we can move on to the next one. The Sea of Thieves beta is this week on the Xbox One, and I'm not sure if the beta is on PC or not. Do you know?
I haven't heard anything. Let me see if I can find anything on it.
Okay, I know it's on the Xbox, and it got off to a really rocky start. A lot of people were getting the quote unquote too early to start you get whenever you try to play a preloaded game.
Hmm.
So they extended it 2 more days until I think Sunday, something like that. Through the weekend. But so everybody that had troubles in the beginning now has an extra 2 days to play. So that's cool. Which I played the alpha, and I can't say much because I had to actually sign like an NDA or whatever.
Uh huh.
But it's a lot of fun. I can say that. I think I don't actually know. I didn't read it, but it's a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with that game.
I haven't gotten a chance to play it. I've seen some footage, but I don't think it's a game I'd play on my own. I would have to have like either someone else or a group of friends to play it with.
Right. Yeah. I played it by myself for about a weekend because one of the weekends the guys that I played with weren't playing, and I had fun with it, but it wasn't near as fun as I had with them, like with friends.
Yeah.
So I could see maybe 5 or 6 hours by yourself and then never touching it again. But yeah, when you've got a full crew and because it's like I mean, it's not a simulation game by any means, but you gotta, hey, you pull the mast over there so we can turn. Hey, pull it up a little bit so we can slow down. I mean,
Yeah.
because if
It's
you
a
hit a
little
rock,
more.
your ship sinks and you're
It's a little
kind
more
of
immersive with a
SOL.
group.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
But yeah, it's a
Well,
lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I'm excited for that one. And it'll be on the Games Pass day one, which we will talk about later. Um, you want to take the next one?
Yeah. The next one
Which,
being which one?
uh,
You want to do
PUBG. Just move
BioWare?
down the list. It
Okay.
doesn't matter. Yeah, whatever.
All right. PUBG sells 4 mil or 4 million plus on Xbox. I mean, it's
Yeah,
not
which
really
is
all that
crazy.
surprising, right?
I mean, I wasn't really surprised, I guess, but that's a lot. It's only been out for like a month and a half, right? It came out in December.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's a. I mean, that's more than I thought it was gonna sell in a month.
I think really the PC release has just helped that shit so much, and the streaming,
Oh yeah, because it's
cause it
constantly on Mixer, which is built into the Xbox. So whenever you
yeah
go, you see it all the time. It's on the top. That and Twitch. I mean, you can't get away from the game. Since what, last March? I mean, that's the first time I heard about it. Was March or May or something. And since then, I
yeah I think it
haven't
was a
stopped
March.
hearing about it.
It's fucking crazy.
Which I haven't played it yet because it's not great on Xbox from what I hear. It's gotten better,
Yeah.
but it still
It's
isn't
it's
up
it's
to
a big
par.
game. It's a big game. I never expected it to run smooth because it doesn't run smooth on PC.
Right. So
So I
yeah.
just it's gonna take a lot to optimize it.
Which they got it running. I mean, I don't know. Fortnite, the Battle Royale mode, that runs really well on PC. I mean, not super well. There are obviously better running games, but
Uh huh.
it's not bad. That's for sure.
No, it runs really smooth because I've played it on the PS4 with friends and it runs really smooth. I think it has to do with the mapping slightly smaller and
Oh,
just
is
the
the map on
graphics aren't.
Fortnite smaller?
Yeah, the map on
Okay.
Fortnite's way tinier.
Okay. Cool.
And the graphics are just a little more simplistic compared to PUBG's.
Yeah, they're very cartoony, I would say.
Also, it doesn't have shit laying around everywhere. All the loot you find, it's kind of either condensed into the crates or you find one with like a set of bullets here and there. Whereas
Okay.
PUBG has clothing everywhere, has ammo everywhere. There's just shit laying everywhere.
So I know in that game you can customize your character. When you pick up the clothing while you're playing, do you get to keep that?
No, that's all in game for that game only.
Okay, so the clothing you get out of loot boxes, you can keep that though, right? That's not for
Yeah.
like one game.
No. The loot
Okay.
box, anything from the loot box you keep. But that's an issue people keep bringing up because they're talking about optimizing it on PC, and people keep bringing up get rid of the clothing. Nobody wants the clothing laying around in the map.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I don't know how much I would care for that.
Me personally, and the group of friends I play with, nobody ever picks it up.
Yeah.
It's all everybody's worried about the guns instead.
Yeah, you'd think they would have gotten rid of that already, I guess. I don't know. But um well, next on the news docket is God of War got a new trailer and a release date for April 20th this year. So coming very soon. How,
420 blaze it.
yeah. How excited are you for this one?
I'm very excited. I figured it was gonna be around either March or April because that's typically been the release date for all the God of Wars. So I'm actually anxiously waiting for it. I pre-ordered the Stonemason edition.
Okay, with the statue. That statue looks
Yeah,
really badass.
yeah. I couldn't skip it. I've only had one other collector's edition, which is Horizon, because I had a nice statue too.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna buy the Mafia 3 when it was on sale for like $20 last month, but it didn't have any stats. It was like a vinyl of the soundtrack, which would have been cool because there's some really good songs in that game. But
Yeah, it had a good soundtrack.
yeah, I've never bought a collector's either since the Xbox One, since I got it, and when I've had the PS4, I bought digital.
Yeah,
So I've never had to buy a collector's just because I don't really care to have the physical. Because just to be honest, I have a really bad habit of trading games in when
yeah.
I get bored. So I might not even beat a game and then, be like, oh, I'm bored today, so I guess I'll trade this in and then want it a week later. So buying digital has kind of helped me kick my habit of getting rid of games that I still want.
Yeah.
um,
No, I like collecting games, but this generation, I was gonna say I haven't bought that many, but I have a shitload of games. But
there's
I'm trying
constantly
to.
sales on the Xbox and
Yeah,
the PS4 and especially Steam that you don't ever really need. Like, it's not necessarily cheaper to buy physical anymore.
No,
Because day
no, it
one,
isn't.
they're gonna cost the same. I mean, you have the Best Buy GCU thing, which I've never used that, so I think that's like
I've
five
had it.
dollars off. But
I I had it for the past 4 years. It helps a lot.
okay, yeah, so
Yeah, like
that's good. That'll save you if you're day one buying. Is it always $12 off if you're in the club, or for a set amount of time, or?
no, it's always whatever you pre-order. It knocks off 20%. So my
Okay,
new
cool.
releases are always $52.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, you save a couple of bucks in the long run. I guess if you're buying constantly, you'll save a few hundred at the end of the year.
Yeah, for sure. All right, next we got Paragon. The MOBA was canceled, or it is being canceled. It is officially shutting down. Let me pull it up here. I've got it.
April.
April. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, and the letter from Epic is actually pretty heartfelt. It seems like they really cared about the game. They just didn't know where they were going with it, from what I understand. But they're offering full refunds to everybody that it says full refund to every Paragon player for every purchase on any platform. So I don't
Oh
know
shit. It's a
if
lot of
that
money.
yeah, and it's straight from Epic, so you don't have to go through Xbox or Sony or I guess Steam or whatever to get your refund. You
Yeah.
just go through Epic. So you just if you're not playing on PC, you link your Epic account, and if you play on PC or already have linked your Epic account, you can request a refund here, and it's linked. So you can find that online somewhere if you've bought the game. Yeah, April 26th they're shutting down. So that's really cool though. Like you said, that's a six. I don't know if it was 60, but I mean, even if it's $30, that 'cause, part of that $30 goes to Microsoft or Sony or Steam or whoever,
If
so they're losing money.
if I'm correct, I think it was free.
Okay, so it's all microtransaction stuff.
I think it was free, yeah, but to get on the beta on the PS4, I believe, it might have been Xbox as well. You had to buy like a starter pack.
Okay, so that's probably like $20 or 30.
Yeah, so they had different packs like 15, 24, and you got different characters with it cuz the characters weren't all unlocked at the same time.
Sure.
But yeah, no, the just the basic thing is free.
Okay, well, if you bought any microtransactions or starter packs or whatever, then contact Epic and get your money back. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's cool. Personally, if I had played a lot of it, I wouldn't ask for my money back.
Yeah.
If if you put 50, 60 hours into it and you paid $20, I mean, the letter was really heartfelt. It seemed like they really cared about the game and the community, and that they didn't want this to happen. It just seems like it needed to. So, I don't know. I mean, if you need the money or you want the money, no, I don't blame you for getting the money back. I just don't know if I would, personally,
Yeah.
because they're gonna be giving a lot of money back.
Yeah, man. Like fuck. Hopefully they're fine after this.
Well, they do Fortnite too, so they're making money on that.
Yeah,
Which
that's true, yeah.
the battle royale is free, but there is microtransactions in that for cosmetic items. So
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure if people buy or get the battle royale for free, then they're intrigued by the main story and want to see what it's like.
yeah, I have been. I've wanted to see what that's like. I had friends that bought it when it came out that really enjoyed it, but they didn't play it for very long.
Hmm.
So I don't know how much replayability there is there, but however much they played, they enjoyed. So
From what I know, it's a survival game, right?
yeah, that's where the building comes in on the battle royale.
Yeah. So
Because
it might be.
that's
So it's like 7 Days to Die. I don't know if you ever heard of that game.
yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's like that, but just a little more cartoonish.
Okay. All right, we
Alright.
got big news next with BioWare, the makers of Mass Effect and Dragon Age. Their new game Anthem is delayed till 2019, which I think they said Q1, so up until
Yeah,
March or
early.
something like that. Early to 2019 something, yeah. Um,
I don't know about that. It might even
I
get
don't
pushed
either.
again.
I'm all for companies pushing back their games. Like as much as excited as I am for Red Dead 2, I'm not gonna complain because usually that means they're working on it. They're not pushing it back just to fuck with people.
Yeah.
So maybe that'll help it. I don't know. It looks cool. I just don't know if I'm excited for it.
It looks cool, but I'm worried because it's EA,
Yep.
and it's just it seems like a game ripe for microtransactions and nickel and diming.
Yeah, exactly. The executive director of that also this week said they are working on a new Dragon Age at the same time. So
Yeah.
Anthem seems like a big game. Dragon Age have always been big games. That seems like a lot on his plate, at least. I don't know how many of the team members are working on both, but if he's the executive director of both,
Yeah.
I mean, he's
It's a
got,
lot on his plate.
yeah, he's doing a lot. He also
Um,
said that Dragon Age is going to be a live game. They will be continuing the story far after the release date. I guess take that how you will. I didn't see anything else that he said about that. I read his quote, and that's basically it. Um,
so maybe is he hinting at a MMO with that?
That's what I was wondering, whether it's an MMO or a Destiny-like, which is, I mean, MMO. Destiny's kind of an MMO in a way. Um, I'm not real sure because like live game that's not saying, oh, we're gonna have DLC. That's a totally new term. I don't know if I've ever
Yeah.
heard anybody call their game a live game.
I'm picturing them just constant updates.
Yeah, which I don't mind. With the Division and a lot of Ubisoft's games, Rainbow Six, Wildlands, they have a lot of free additions here and there. The PvP mode in Wildlands was totally free. The Predator mode. So I mean, I'm not saying they have to give everything away. If something's big, charge for it. If it's a big expansion, I don't think anybody
Yeah.
cared to pay for the Witcher's expansions or previous Dragon Age expansions because they're big and they're good.
Yeah.
But
It's
yeah, I'm
not a
not
common
sure.
business practice anymore, though.
Yeah, it's definitely not. Yeah, so I guess we'll see about that. I'm not real sure how to feel about that. I never played a Dragon Age. I played Inquisition for like an hour, so I don't really count that. But so I
I
don't
bought
have.
Dragon Age 2 and it's still wrapped for the PS3. I never opened that shit.
Yeah, I've heard good things about the series, but I've also heard they're hard to get into and they're deep in lore and stuff like that. So I'm not sure that I have time
Which
for
I
something
don't.
like that.
I enjoy lore in my movies and games because I feel like it enriches the environment and gets you a little more immersed into the world. But if it comes with like either clunky controls or just weird combat, then it's just gonna lose me.
Yeah, yeah, that's how I was with The Witcher. I wanted to like The Witcher 3. I own it on Steam and Xbox, and I almost talked myself into buying it on PS4 when I had a PS4. But
Uh huh.
I put about 6 hours into the Xbox, about 3 or 4 into the PC, and that's about as far as I've gotten. I don't
I
know what it
I
is about it that I nothing against the game. I think it's a fantastic fantastically built game. I think it's beautiful. I think the story is good. I did the Bloody Baron questline, which I thought was really good. I don't know why I don't like the game. I honestly don't, but I just don't enjoy playing it.
it was my very first dive into the world. I liked it. But my OCD was kicking in and I wanted to do everything. And that was my problem with it, where I was like 40 hours in, and here I am trying to do every side quest, and I was
Right.
just couldn't enjoy the game because I'm like, fuck, it feels like it's never gonna end. So I said no more side quests, and just went straight with the main story, and it was really good.
Maybe
So I
that's what
think
I need to
maybe
do because I was doing the
yeah
same thing. I have that Elder Scrolls, the Skyrim, and Oblivion mindset of, hey, I need to do everything, and it's a little bit easier in
yeah
there because the quests aren't as well built in Elder Scrolls as they are in The Witcher. Or
yeah
not as in depth or as lore heavy. A lot of them are go do this, go do that, come back, and then go do something else. Instead of like, hey, here's the 6 hour long quest line you really need to pay attention to because it's really
yeah.
fucking good. But so
But they had some interesting like side stories and stuff that you could stumble upon.
yeah,
But like I said, there's just too much of it.
yeah, that's how I felt too. So yeah, I'm gonna see where Dragon Age is headed and Anthem and see what's going on there. Once we get a little bit closer. E3 they'll
Yeah.
probably show something of Anthem, I would imagine.
I mean, they have to, right? I feel like
I
they
would
kind of
assume
have
so.
to.
Yeah, because if they don't show anything, that's not a good look. At least from the public perspective. Whether they have something good or not if they don't show anything. I don't think the public's going to
Yeah.
accept that very well, with that being EA. So, and with Andromeda
Yeah.
being such a failure.
They have all eyes on them at this point, so they need to prove that it's gonna be worthwhile to
And
wait
that
for.
and that's why I almost think that there's nothing to be worried about in the back of my mind, because why would they do this again? You know what I mean? Like, they are already so looked down upon by everybody in the gaming sphere. I mean, even journalists. That I don't think they would do the same thing again. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you
I
would
don't.
hope so, but it's EA.
Yeah, for
They've
sure.
they've they've been slowly
Unfortunately.
moving towards like just monetization of everything. And
Yeah,
they're kind of dicks about it too. Because I don't know if you ever saw the press release or who was to their investors after the whole backlash of Battlefront 2 and the microtransactions.
I don't think I
They
saw what they told their investors. I saw the one they put
they
out to the public.
no, they told their investors they're like, it's no problem turning these off. We're still gonna make a profit. So there's no, you're just nickel and diming players to make extra money at that point.
Right. Yeah, they just
And
want all they
it's
can get. Which, hey, I
and it's
mean, they're a business, you're a business, but
yeah,
don't do it to where it hurts the game or hurts the fans, because
yeah.
then
It
it
comes
can't
at
be a
the cost
business
of the
for you.
enjoyment.
Exactly. Like, I'm all for, making a profit. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But yeah, just don't punish your fans in order to make a profit, I guess.
Yeah. You have the Star Wars license. I don't want to go into this whole fucking thing, but just real
Yeah, I
quickly, you
think.
have the Star Wars license, and you expect to have Vader unlocked
Yeah, at least
immediately. You
there.
know,
Right.
not fucking 40 hours of game time in order to unlock them.
Right. Which I bought Battlefront 2, and I know that I'm going to catch flack for even saying that out loud. But they fixed a lot of that progression, at least in my eyes. It's really bloated. The menus are bloated. I've only played maybe 5 or 6 hours of online, and I probably am not going to go back. So I'm not saying that it's a great game,
Yeah,
but it didn't take me long to unlock almost every character. Beating the storyline and doing some of the arcade stuff, doing some of the online
mm-hmm.
stuff. It didn't take me long. I mean, it came out, it was atrocious. I'm not saying that they didn't do anything wrong, but what they've done to it seems to have worked at least a little bit, I know.
Yeah,
And they said this week too, which I didn't write down in our notes. They're going to totally redo the microtransactions, the progression system, and everything, and that's going to come out. I think they said March,
okay,
so kind of late. I think, a multiplayer game like that.
yeah.
I mean, by
I don't know how
March,
well it's selling anymore either.
I don't know how well it sold at all. I mean, it's going to have done good at Christmas. It has Star Wars on the cover.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely.
parents and grandparents and boyfriends, girlfriends, sisters, whatever, brothers,
Yeah,
they're going to go out and buy it for their friends and family.
and the movie had just come out too.
Right. So, I mean, I'm sure it sold fine at Christmas. I don't think they sold what the first one sold in 2015. The first reboot,
Yeah,
But yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's soon enough. Being if it's March, it might have even been later than that. It might have been May. I can't remember. I should have wrote this down, but it totally slipped my mind until we started talking about it. Yeah, by March, I mean most multiplayer games that sell gangbusters are already on the decline. 6,
yeah,
7 months after the game comes out.
yeah.
So, I guess we'll see. I mean, all the DLC is free, so I mean, they're not splitting their fan base at least, so the 400 or 500 people that play every day can at least all
Yeah.
play together. um, so that's a positive, I guess. But yeah, we'll see what they do. They said in their original release that microtransactions will come back. Like when they said we're taking them out and they'll be back, and everybody kind of glossed over that part to just say, "Hey, they're gone."
Yeah, no, no.
But
Everybody didn't read that part.
yeah, they didn't read the fine print. But yeah, that's enough harping on Star Wars. I think that's
Yeah. I
beating
think
a
it's a
dead
dead horse
horse.
by now. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So we can get on to the biggest news story of the week, I think, which will actually be our main topic for the evening. Microsoft announced the Games Pass. What do you
Yeah.
think about this? $10 a month. There's already 108 120 games on it.
Yeah.
There's only been 2 since they released this last year that have gone off. So they're not rotating them out monthly or anything like that. So
I think they said with the first party ones they might.
they might. Okay.
I don't know how long it was gonna last. I glossed over that news story, whatever. They were talking to Phil Spencer about it, but I think there was a mention there that they're gonna take it off.
Okay. Which I mean that. Let's say what it is first, real quick. $10 a month, you get 100+ games, and now they have announced this week that all future first-party games will be on the service day one. So whatever March day, let's say March 26th, I think that's it. Sea of Thieves comes out day one, pay $10 for the service, and you can play it. That's a good deal. That's awesome.
That's really good.
It's interesting. It's a weird business move, I think.
It is. It's a very weird business move.
The companies, they make most of their sales off of games.
Yeah.
So if they're not selling any games, they're not making any profit off those sales. But at the same time, they're making $10 a month. Like, how many people are going to pay $10 to play Sea of Thieves that month?
Yeah.
Probably 60 or 70% of people that own an Xbox. I mean, that's
yeah.
a total guess. Don't take me for my word for that. But, I mean, a lot of people, I know I am. I mean, if I've been thinking about buying it anyways, so I might not that month. But,
yeah.
For some of these games, like when the next Forza comes out, which, like the Motorsport series, which I'm not a big fan of because it's too simulation for me. When that comes out, I might drop $10 to play it for a month,
Yeah.
So they'll make $10 off me that they would have made $0.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true, because then it's kind of like people are going to kind of treat it like a paid demo in a way, because you pay $10 for that month and play the game, and if you don't like it, then you just cancel this and never do it again.
Right. And the big thing I'm wondering is, it's basically Netflix or Hulu for video games, except it's not streaming. You can actually download them. You can, people are going to subscribe to this for $10. They're going to forget about it. I mean, just to be blunt, like like I think I still pay for EA Access, which is $5 a month, so it's half. But still, I don't think I've used EA Access. Like I actually own Battlefield 1, and that's the only EA game I play really. So I'm paying $5 a month to EA, which I need to go cancel that while I'm talking about it. But I've been paying for that and not using it. So, this is going to happen with this too. They're going to see if Thieves is going to come out and going to drop $10, and then 6 months later be like, oh shit, I've been paying for this and not using it. And that's $60 free for Microsoft. It's not totally free, overhead and stuff like that. But I mean, $60 that they wouldn't have got otherwise. So do you think this is good or bad for like the industry as a whole?
My immediate reaction is it's fucking amazing, because you're getting a lot of bang for your buck.
Right, exactly.
But thinking about it long term, I have a lot of questions. Like, they have to cycle the first party ones out of it, because if not, they're gonna lose money. These games cost millions of dollars, and I don't see a lot of people initially jumping into this like crazy for them to recover all that money. So they can't leave the game on there forever. They need to cycle this shit out so they can make physical game sales.
Right. But my question is, if it's on there, just say 3 months, isn't everybody gonna play it by then, you think, for $10?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. That's why I think it's gonna hurt their end number for sales. I don't know. You know what? I don't know that much of the business to know how they're gonna recover this money.
Yeah, same. And they had to. I mean, they've had the same conversation, and they know more than we do. So obviously, it's going to be hopefully a net positive. Obviously, business ideas go backwards, but
I think this is like the infancy of PlayStation Plus, where they were handing out a lot of fucking games, and it was kind of the same thing. Like you're handing these games out for free.
Right.
And you're handing out like eight games a month. Like, you have to be losing money on this. But then slowly they withered it down, and then they jacked up the price. So I'm assuming this is what's going to happen to this too.
Right. I mean, even at, $10 or $20 a month, or it's at 10, even at $15 or $20 a month, I mean, for what you're getting, especially if it's first party games, that's still not a terrible deal. to play Sea of Thieves for 31 days or 30 days, whatever their month is, for $20, you could play 100 hours in a month, you know what I mean, of that
Yeah,
game, and for $20, and then never have to spend 60 on it. So you're still saving $40 yourself.
yeah, definitely.
Um, and we're not even counting the other 100 plus games on the service right now. I mean, there
I
are
don't know, what do they consist of? Are they all like current gen, or is it
it's current and 360 games and a couple
okay,
original Xbox games.
okay? So yeah, it's not a bad deal. You're getting a lot of stuff, a lot of bang for your buck.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up the list real quick, just to kind of go over it.
But yeah, my concerns are for the future. As of right now, I don't see this being a bad thing at all. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree. I'm interested to see where it goes. Here we can
And
talk about.
I can see Sony doing something like this, but doing it with their PS Now thing, where maybe
Yeah,
they jack up the price a little more for PS Plus, and you get it with PS Plus, or it's just, I don't know.
yeah, that's what I was wondering, because they're gonna start selling 6-month Game Passes at like GameStop, like big retailers or whatever. I think they said May or April, maybe March, because that's when Sea of Thieves comes out. But they're charging $60 for it, so you're just paying for 6 months. It's not a deal.
Yeah, it's not good at
Whereas,
all.
yeah, so I'm not real sure how they're gonna do that. They can't. If they put that and Xbox Live together for a year, that's $170, $180. Like, they can't sell
Yeah,
that. That's never gonna sell. You know what I mean? Nobody's gonna drop $180 for that.
yeah, and this is the other concern is how much you're going to be spending yearly.
Right. As of right now, it's $120.
Yeah, the
So
120 bucks plus the online that you need to pay for
I
to
don't
access.
I don't know if you have to have live for this. You might have to. Don't quote me on that. But I
Yeah.
know all of their streaming stuff is you don't have to. So you can watch Netflix without live. You can watch any apps
Okay.
or games. You just can't play online. And
Uh
there's a
huh.
couple features you can't do. But so I'm not sure
But
if that the Game
but here's
Pass
the thing though, Microsoft's games tend to thrive off of their multiplayer.
for sure. Yep. I mean, just this year, Sea of Thieves, Crackdown 3, which is the biggest sale of that, is the entire
The
city can
multiplayer.
come crumbling down, and that's only in
Yeah.
multiplayer. You can't crumble the city on single player because it uses cloud, like cloud storage
Yeah.
for all that. That's a whole nother subject. That's weird to me. But so this list of the games, it's some indie games, some 360 games. They got all three Banjo Kazooies.
Okay.
Banjo Kazooie, Banjo Tooie, and then Nuts and Bolts. They got Bayonetta, Bioshock 1, 2, and Infinite, Borderlands. I'm just kind of skimming through. Costume Quest. They got Dark Void, the first Darksiders, the
Okay.
first Dead Island, Dead Rising 3. So yeah, I mean they got a bunch of 360, bunch
Yeah,
of
so
Xbox One games.
it'd be something cool for new owners because I feel like people that already had the Xbox have played a good chunk of those already.
Right. And they've got Fable 1, 2, and 3 on here.
Yeah. So
And
if somebody's jumping into the Xbox ecosystem for the first time, this is like this would be a great
yeah,
opportunity for them.
absolutely. Yeah, there's 164 games on here right now. They've got every Gears of War, all the way up to 4.
Damn.
Halo 5 is on here. Halo Wars, the first Halo Wars, not the second
Mhm.
one. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they got a lot of them. I'm not gonna read them all off, obviously, but
Yeah.
according to that page, it says there's 164 items. So I don't know if that's how many there are or whatever, but 100 plus for sure. So yeah, it's not a bad deal now for $10 a month.
Yeah.
They gave everybody a month for free, and I used my
Oh,
month
cool.
before, so I should have waited, I guess, till March.
Yeah.
But
You didn't know that though.
no. So yeah, it's and you download them, which is the greatest part. So
Yeah.
you just you don't have to stream, because I know the
So you
fastest
don't have to worry
the
about
internet I have is the
lagging
fastest.
internet or anything.
Right. See, we have 300 megabits down.
Now,
And that's the fastest we can get in Macon at the moment where I live. And the PS Now worked fine.
but yeah,
Like, it wasn't unplayable.
my concern
but
comes
it
in the
wasn't
future.
smooth.
If like every other company starts implementing this.
Yeah, and that's I have that written down here with, i.e., Netflix and Hulu. etc. Now Disney's starting one. Fox has one. ESPN has one. You can pay for all of these individually. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas Hulu has a bunch of those channels combined, but Hulu doesn't have every show on every channel. Some of those shows you can only get on that service.
Mm-hmm.
And now Disney's starting to take away a lot of the stuff from Netflix because I
Yeah.
think this year they're doing theirs, and that's $20 a month for Disney, which is kind of
And people will pay
outrageous.
it. People will
Yeah,
pay because it's fucking Disney. That's
I mean
they
they
know
have
it.
Marvel, Star Wars, so they got a lot. I mean, including and all the Disney stuff. It just depends on what they're gonna put on there.
But
That's a whole other thing.
Disney just tends to charge premium for this shit, which is crazy.
Yeah, I yeah. I mean, to go off on a tangent here, Christmas time, my daughter wanted some Disney movies or whatever, and a
They never
Disney
go on
Blu-ray
sale.
is like $30.
Yeah, they never go on
I'm like,
sale.
this fucking movie came out in 1994. Like, why are you charging me $30 for this fucking Lion King movie? Um, but yeah, so eventually, we're gonna have Capcom, Ubisoft. They've already got EA Access, which is only
Yeah.
$5. So, I mean, if a lot of these publishers do $5 and the main three do 10, that's not terrible. Pay for who you want. If and like we said, you can cancel it any time. So if Ubisoft has a really good month, pay for theirs, play their games that month, cancel it the
The,
next month, pay for Capcom. You know what I mean?
yeah. The
But
problem with this though is that they sort of take the power away from the consumer because they control it all.
right, yeah,
So it's I don't know. It's kind of worrying in that sense. The other worrying part is in order to make more profit, every game's gonna have microtransactions. In my opinion, this is just how I feel. Or I
right,
feel like if they want to make ends meet, or if they want to make a little more profit, they're gonna include microtransactions in every single game,
yeah.
because charging 10, $15 a month isn't really gonna
It's not gonna
give
bring
them the
them.
same amount of money.
Yeah, my only rebuttal to that, I think you're right, but just to play devil's advocate here is
Mm-hmm.
more people will subscribe than would have bought their game at $10 a month compared to 60.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I said, I know just personally, anecdotally or whatever, Forza Motorsport 8 comes out, I'm going to pay $10 to play it. You know what I mean? That month, and I would never have spent 60 on it. So, I mean, they're getting $10 from me they wouldn't have gotten. I don't know if that actually evens out to create more of a profit or not, but that's my take on it. I think
Yeah.
so I'm not real sure. I mean, we'll just have to see where it goes. Give it a year or two, because everybody's not going to jump on it immediately. They're going to
No.
wait and see how Microsoft does. Um, which like I said already, EA Access has been doing it on the Xbox, and I think they do it on the PC as well with Origins. They've had this
I'm not
service
sure.
for a few years now, and they have a lot of games on there. I mean, they put Battlefield 1 and Titanfall 2 on there like 6 months after release.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, they've started kind of doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, Battlefield 1's a really big seller for EA, and that was 6 months later or so. I could be wrong on that, but it wasn't very long after it was on EA Access. So, you don't get the DLC with it. So, but
That's another question. What happens to DLC if
I
this becomes a norm?
think you have
Like,
to
do
buy
you?
it separate. Because I know with Battlefield 1, if you have the EA Access and you're playing it on there, you can still buy the DLC.
Uh-huh.
But whenever you stop paying for EA Access, you can't play the DLC because you don't have the game.
Yeah.
So,
So that's kind of weird. So you
right.
just paid for something you can't use anymore.
Sure. I mean, if you want to buy the DLC, buy the game.
Yeah.
And you want to keep it forever, that's how they'll get you to buy it, I bet. You know what I mean? Is holding this DLC over your head. Is hey, Battlefield 1 DLC took way too long to come out. That's a whole different story. They're just now putting out the last one's like a year later. But yeah, I'm not real sure. I think it's a good thing, and I think it could have negative consequences.
Yeah, definitely. I can go off on a list on all the negativity I see, but as of right now, I'm only seeing positive.
Yep, same here. So we'll see. I mean, I don't know. I'm excited for it. So as an Xbox owner, I'm definitely gonna take advantage of it when some of these games come out. So
Yeah. I mean, I could, it's on PC as well, right?
they said in a tweet that here I've actually got this tweet saved. I can pull it up and read it word for word. So make sure I'm getting it right. Where is it? Yes, if the title is Xbox Play Anywhere, you can play the PC version too if you are a Game Pass member.
Okay.
So, and Phil Spencer retweeted that. That's from Aaron Greenberg.
Mm-hmm.
So, basically, you'll still have to pay for Games Pass, but you won't be able to take advantage of every game on there.
Yeah.
Because
It's just whatever is Play Anywhere.
Yeah. So, which all exclusives going forward are Play Anywhere. So,
Yeah,
so,
I mean,
like I said, pay $10, play Sea of Thieves for a month, and then cancel it.
yeah. The thing with me though is that I like collecting stuff.
Yeah, I'm
So
still gonna buy
I
games,
like, yeah, I like buying the games and owning them.
especially
So it's just
Sea of
it
Thieves.
just feels
I'm
kind
gonna
of
buy it.
weird. Yeah.
But I might do this for Crackdown 3, even though I'm super stoked for it, and I loved the first one, and the second one was okay. I'm probably going to do this for that one just because of the trouble that it's had in development and the pushbacks.
Yeah.
Which I'm
Yeah,
all
I mean
for
that
pushbacks, but
one's a little worrying though. They announced
yeah.
that when, like 2013?
Something
maybe?
like that. Yeah, I mean, it's been 3 or 4 years. Yeah, I'm not real sure. That's kind of, I don't want to say it's in development hell, but it's probably in purgatory, or it has been.
Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't cancel it.
I'm glad they haven't though. I don't think they can cancel it. I think the backlash
Yeah,
for canceling another exclusive would
But
not be good.
that's where I was going. Like I'm surprised they didn't cancel this before they canceled Scalebound, because Scalebound they had announced like 3 years ago.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on with Scalebound. It looked pretty finished. I mean, we only saw, bits and pieces, so maybe outside of that big dragon battle there was nothing. But
Yeah.
the dragon battle was pretty. It probably wouldn't have been a game I would have played. I'm not big on JRPGs and stuff like that,
Mhm.
but it looked like a good game. So
Yeah, it looked interesting.
I'm not real sure where they were going with that or what happened. I don't know if we'll ever know.
Yeah. I mean, it was a Platinum Games game, so
And they're hit or miss. Nier was
yeah.
awesome, but a lot of their games aren't. Yeah, I mean that's all we've got so far this week. Is there
Yeah.
anything else you saw or want to talk about?
No, out of the top of my head, I should have made a list, but no. I mean, I could run through like some new news stuff, but that I think we're good.
Yeah, if you see anything you want to touch on, that's fine with me. I kept up for the first part of the month, but the last couple days I've been pretty busy with work, so I haven't been able to keep up as much.
I mean, we could do like rapid fire, anything I see right here.
Yeah, go for it. I'm down.
All right,
We've
so
only been-
Sony patents reveal new motion controller technologies. That's a little interesting.
Yeah, I saw that. It looked weird. It looks interesting. I don't know. How does the move work? Does it work pretty well?
The thing is, I think we went over this last week too. That it reads the movements through the lights on the bulbs, on the controllers.
Okay.
So if your room's too bright, or if you turn around and you're not facing the camera, you're covering the controller, so it loses tracking often. So it's kind of
I
funky
gotcha.
that way. So I don't know how much more they can improve on it, because it seems like their VR is based on light tracking.
Right. So they
So
might still have to rely on that.
yeah, they might still have to rely on that unless they add like gyroscopes and shit. But other than that, that's gonna jack up the prices. But I mean, if it improves it, I'm all for it. Hey, do it.
Yeah, for sure. That's pretty exciting. Keep improving
Are you-
VR. That's for sure.
Yeah,
The
I
more
mean, I think
improvements,
it's
the
the
better.
future. There's a lot of naysayers out there, but I think whoever like doesn't like VR hasn't tried it.
Yeah, I'm excited to try it eventually. I was thinking about getting it here in the next couple of weeks, but I'm probably gonna push it off because I'm getting a PS4 here in about 2 weeks. So,
Mm-hmm.
but
Are you gonna get? You're not gonna get VR?
I don't think so. We're trying to get a minivan, so to bring
Yeah.
personal shit into it.
Yeah,
So,
priorities. Yeah, priorities.
when you can't fit all of your family in your car, you have trouble.
Yeah, definitely. All right, another quick one. This is just kind of like, I guess, You should have saw it coming. There's huge amounts of Monster Hunter World DLC
Yeah, I
on
saw
launch day
that.
apparently.
Yeah, available day one. Is it paid DLC or?
Yeah, paid DLC.
Okay, I don't know how I feel about that. Is everybody kind of okay with that?
Well, I mean, at this point, so many other games have done it that people are just like, all right, well, we've seen this before.
Is that how
When
we
you
should be though? Is
no,
that
and that's
why
the
we're in this
problem.
predicament with Star
Yeah,
Wars?
when people become complacent with it, then it's just gonna keep coming with
Yeah.
every game. I mean, I don't know. I don't know the certain amount to it, but hopefully it's not anywhere near what the fuck's that game? Evolve. Evolve had a couple of $100 worth of DLC on the first day.
Yeah, that game was was a neat idea. It failed fast. That was like Lawbreakers level of fast, which I think Lawbreakers is technically Evolve levels of fast since it came out after, but still.
Yeah, I think what killed it was people were pissed about all the microtransactions.
Yeah, I could see that. Um yeah, I don't mind some cosmetic stuff, but putting a bunch of that shit out on day one's kind of shitty. Like, just
Yeah, I
let us
mean,
enjoy the game for a month before you hound us for more money. We just spent $60 on your game, you know?
and you kind of prove everybody's point where they're like, you could have just put this on the game if you're releasing it at the same time as the game.
Yeah, if it's ready, then give it to us. You know, I don't. I mean, it's one thing to have a plan to say, hey, within the next 3 months we're releasing this and show it. I think that's
Yeah,
one
show
thing.
roadmap.
But to just drop it and say, all right, here's $100 worth of microtransactions after you just paid 60 is kind of shitty. But yeah, I'm not real sure about that.
Yeah.
The game looks good though.
Yeah.
I'm excited to play it
Yeah.
eventually. Seems like it's a time
I'm
sink.
it's a lot of grinding. So if you want to get a certain weapon, you got to go out and hunt a certain animal, and that animal doesn't drop whatever you need 100% of the time. So you kind of have to repeat quests and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that
But
seems
yeah, I
kind of
mean
weird.
it's fun. It's fun with friends because you're fighting like giant creatures and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean it's an interesting game that spawned its own genre, really, if you think about it. 'Cause there are several games just like it.
Yeah.
Let me see what else. Kingdom Come Deliverance will not use Denuvo on PC, which everybody hates Denuvo apparently.
Okay, I don't know what that is. Is that
It's an anti-tamper text that doesn't let you add like cheat codes and shit like that to protect it.
okay. So they're
Yeah,
not going to
people.
use that.
No, they're not because
Okay,
apparently
cool.
most PC games use it, but they're cracked within like 2 days, so there's no
Right.
point to it.
Okay, well that's cool.
Uh,
I'm excited for that game.
Yeah, I am too.
I'm excited.
I've seen some story trailers. I'm hoping the story's good.
Yeah,
What
I sent that
what
video
kind of
earlier. I don't know if you had time to watch it, but it's each quest has like anywhere from like 2 to 5 or 6, I think they said in the video, different ways to do it.
Mhm.
There's one where you got to take your troops or the kingdom you're working for's troops with you to fight another kingdom's troops. And they're like, today we're going to just go battle, but if you wanted to, you could sneak through the woods and talk to the other, I don't know what they called him, commander, general, whatever, and convince him not to attack, and they'll go home and y'all go home and there's never a battle. And there's another quest that they showed, the full quest, or a lot of the quest, where one way you can do it, you have to like kill a certain monk in a monastery, and you can just walk in and kill him. You can
Yeah.
like lure him out to kill him in the woods or something crazy, or you can become a monk. And this, like, to become a monk, you have to literally like it's like a 3-hour quest, or you can walk in and finish the quest in 10 minutes by stabbing him to death. But you have to like
It's not.
to become a monk. I mean, you have to take these little prayer oaths, and you go into the big like chapel or whatever they call it, and you go up there and sing and you talk, and it's really cool. I mean, there's 3 hours of that game just in one quest that you might never
Yeah.
see.
That's. I mean, it sounds like Witcher 3 levels of open-ended quests.
Which I'm worried about.
Yeah.
We just
The
talked
other
about
thing
that,
I'm
but
kind of worried about though is that it seems like it's really grounded in realism.
yeah, it's very real. It's that they've said that
And
it is it's like you're living
I'm
then.
I'm worried that it might I might get bored by it. So
Yeah,
I'm hoping like the story has to be good, the characters have to be good in order to intrigue me.
exactly. Which they've said it's a story game. So, it's all hope. When you say that, you better have a good story. So,
Yeah.
um, they said you start out as a peasant and you kind of work your way up or whatever. But so I'm interested in it. I think the combat looks really cool and kind of original.
Yeah.
Um, which they've been working
Does
on
it
it for
have
4 years. It
does
started
it
in
have
Kickstarter.
gore?
I'm not sure. I don't know, like dismemberment and stuff. I don't know,
Yeah, cuz that was the
but
biggest thing that pissed me off of Skyrim.
yeah, there was barely any gore. You could decapitate people sometimes.
Yeah, but
Um,
I'm like you're wailing on people with war axe, like battle axes. Their
yeah,
limbs should be flying off, or at least like fucking them up badly.
yeah. Going back to those games, the combat is kind of eh. Um, but yeah, I'm excited for it. I think it's promising. I've been following it for a few years. It's totally Kickstarter backed and started and everything. So, which Deep
All
Silver
right.
picked it up at one point. So they're actually producing it. So I'm sure they gave them some money after they had enough Kickstarter
Yeah.
backing. But so we'll see. It's not much longer. I'm
No,
excited.
February what, 13?
Yeah, 13th.
Yeah, it's like 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah, just about 2.5, 3 weeks. And then after that, it's Far Cry 5, which I'm really stoked for. I love the Far Cry games.
I enjoyed 3, and I haven't played one since. So I'm considering picking up 5, but maybe later on, not on release day.
Right. Yeah, I've always enjoyed them. I like the open world, take over this, do that, kill people games.
Yeah.
They're fun. Just kind of turn off and play.
Mhm. I don't know. I felt like I did too much in Far Cry 3 to play Far Cry 4, which seemed really similar.
Yeah, I took a break too. I didn't play 4 until last year, I think.
Okay.
And so that was already after Primal was out, and I skipped Primal altogether because I didn't think that looked appealing. Um, but I like the idea of 5. I like the story from what we've seen of it in the setting. Montana is pretty cool. So
Yeah, and I'm in. I like the whole like cult leader shit going on.
yeah, that's really cool. It's an interesting take. They always have really good villains in those games. So
Well, I think they're the ones that make the game
yeah, for
because the
sure.
main character usually isn't all that great. He's kind of bland.
Yeah, in 3 he was just some like college boy. So
Yeah.
some frat boy. Which that was weird. Like the very quick turn of his
Yeah.
story is like he gets
Uh,
kidnapped and then all of a sudden he kills everybody on the island and he
yeah, he's
wins.
a fucking badass with a bow and arrow and
Right.
just random. He can hunt bears and everything with no problem whatsoever.
Yeah, the villains are definitely the best part of those games. Yeah, I mean that's all I've got. Do you have any more news you wanted to go through or?
Quantic Dream confirms that Detroit Become Human will release this spring.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
So,
Okay,
so that's right around the corner.
I've never played any of their games. And they don't seem like my kind of games. I don't know. I liked Until Dawn, which I know that's kind of a Quantic Dream style game.
Yeah,
So I'm not sure. I'm interested in this one since I've played Until Dawn now, but I don't know. We'll
I
see.
their games are pretty cool if you just want to sit down and enjoy a narrative and kind of interact with it.
Right.
But you can't expect like you're in it for the story, not in it
Sure.
for the gameplay.
I like the
So
idea
you,
of robots and AIs. AI really intrigues me. The future of AI and stuff. So I think
yeah,
that's
this
what
this
appeals to me
this
a lot with this game.
yeah, the story and them rebelling and stuff. It sounds interesting. And they have 3 main characters if I remember correctly, right?
I don't know. I haven't kept up super well with it.
Yeah, I believe you play as Kara. I don't know how to pronounce her name, but she was a robot from like the tech demo when the PS4 was being shown for the first time.
Yeah.
And then you got a robot that's a detective, and you have a robot that's starting is the leader of the rebellion, or the uprising, or whatever you want to call it.
Okay, so I guess you'll like flip through the 3 of them.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure their storylines are gonna
Meet up at
intersect
some
and
point.
stuff.
Oh yeah, probably be some dramatic scene. The controversy surrounding that studio, has that hurt reception that you've noticed? I haven't noticed anything really.
I haven't noticed anything either. I think honestly, no, I don't want to get into politics and all
No,
this shit.
sure, sure.
Yeah, but
But
no, I don't. I haven't seen it affected all that much.
I haven't either, which is interesting. But
But I mean, if it affects it at all, and they lose David Cage, that company's gonna shut down. I mean, that's his company.
yeah,
He's the director for all the games. Like it works. He's the backbone of it.
right. Yeah, I don't know how long they could survive without the guy who basically runs it. They might could survive. I don't know. I mean, they've all been doing it too, so
Yeah, I mean, it was a company thing. I don't know what happened, what went
yeah, I don't
wrong
know
there.
enough details to give my input on what happened or what may not have happened. But I was just interested if you had seen anything. Um, but yeah, all right. I think that's about it.
Yeah, we can leave it there.
Alfred couldn't join us today. I should have mentioned that in the beginning, but he will hopefully be back next week to join us. So,
Yeah.
but all right, I'm Blake.
All right, and I'm Gerson.
All right, we'll see you guys next week.
All right, later. All right.